So here we are with the chapter Discovering Truth. The saga continues. So let's get a summary of that one. So the story is basically about a king, okay, who is called as Tut also. Okay, the story he has been called as Tutankhamun, but in the examination you can get the name as Tut also. Okay, so don't get confused. Tutankhamun, okay, can be called as Tut also. Now in this one there is a word used over here as a mummy of Tutankhamun was discovered. So basically this mummy is what, when a people die, his body is dried up completely. Means there is no sign of any kind of liquid or any kind of moisture over there in the body, so that it cannot get spoiled or it cannot get decayed. Okay, once it is dried, and after getting dried completely it is kept in a graveyard. Okay, and basically the grave is there in that it is kept, and it is called as what, tomb. So this Tutankhamun tomb was discovered, okay, after a very long time, and then again after a 80 years or so, again his body was taken for a CT scan. So the question over here, what will be there like that, ki why after a discovering of his body in 1922, I guess, yes, okay, after that 80 years after that his body was sent for a CT scan. Why they took this much of year for that CT scan? So it can be answered like that, ki in 1992 our science must not be that much developed, or there won't be any kind of CT scan kind of machine, or the infrastructure might not be so developed. That's why this kind of problem might have happened. So basically what we need to understand is that after 80 years his body was sent for the CT scan. Okay, so this Tutankhamun, okay, the story like starts in this way is what, okay, this Tutankhamun was the last heir of the Pharaoh dynasty. Means he was the last king of the Pharaoh dynasty. Okay, and over here he ruled it basically for, I guess, from the teenage, okay, ruling, and after ruling for at least for 9 years, okay, he just died. And whatever I explained you before, all those things, his CT scan was for that reason only, because he died, and to solve his mystery and of dying, that how he died and what happened after dying, what was the reason of dying, all those things was to be done in that CT scan, to be recovered in that CT scan. And now basically, okay, in the mid part now, about the Tutankhamun, the story is in the latter part, and in the mid part it has been mentioned about his brother and his father and so called as grandfather, which is not so clear, named as Amenhotep III, okay, who was a very powerful ruler of that Pharaoh ruling only. Okay, and he ruled for almost for 40 years. And then after his son, okay, Amenhotep IV succeeded him, means he took over his throne, and he was also, okay, a strongest one also in that kingdom, in that period, in that history of Egypt. And his name changed to Akhenaten, which means servant of Athens. And what did this Amenhotep IV did? What he started worshipping the sun god, that is what, Athen, Athen. Okay, and he changed the capital of Egypt also. He changed the name of Thebes to Akhenaten, and later on he changed his name also from Amenhotep IV to Akhenaten. Basically why did he change this name is what, so that people should recognize him and people should consider him only as a god. And he imposed his rules also over there in that kingdom. He told that people should not worship any gods, okay, and he told that Amun god, Amun, okay, this will not be worshipped over here in that kingdom, and the temple were destroyed, okay, and he told that only sun god will be worshipped and all that, okay, and then all those things was there in that mid part. And then comes again the latter part, where it comes about what, the Tutankhamun. And when this Tutankhamun mummy was discovered, means when his dead body, dry dead body was discovered and it was found, okay, basically when he was put over there in that tomb, okay, at that time, okay, various ornaments and various jewelries are also kept, is also kept. The belief is that the people who die over there in this world, they do get a new life, and if they will get a new life over there in that, okay, after few years or after, okay, few time, they will have all those things available, okay, to them, so that they can live a very much a happy and a peaceful life. So that was the main goal, that was the main reason why the people used to bury, or why the people used to keep all those things, okay, the daily necessity things like jewelries, garments, aprons is like a garment. Basically the aprons is like that white color coat wore by the doctors, okay, or the nurses. But here basically it means what, the clothes, which is considered as an apron. So all those things was also kept over there, okay, considered as lots of gold and wealth. Now the Carter got him after so many years, okay. After conducting the research on the treasures, he planned to examine his three nested box. Means when they discovered his body, they wanted to get over all those treasures also, what was kept with him, okay. They wanted to discover that also, okay, is it available or not, okay. Many parts of the treasure in that tomb were already misplaced, but when they discovered it out, they found what, many part is already misplaced. Means someone might have, okay, got that one before this time, or this time, okay, itself. Now his tomb was found rock cut, okay, which was, and his that mummy was kept 26 feet below the ground, and the walls and all were also very much painted, and the people who was considered as the tourists, they have also came over there, and the people were viewing, okay, the people were visualizing, or they were examining something in that tomb also, the walls and all, because it has been, okay, it has been cultivated, or it has been, what you can say, scripted in different way, not cultivated, it was scripted in different way. Means the art and craft was of different level, and people were gazing at the face of this Tutankhamun also, and they have, so it can be asked in the examination, what were the things the tourists were, okay, gazing over there, and what was the point of view of them. So the first point of view was like that, they were examining the art on that wall, and they were very much fond of that. And second thing is what, they were examining, or they were viewing the face, and they were saying that his face still have that charm, it still have that glow, it is still very much attractive, okay, the bony structure and all. And it is not because any muscles or any skin is available on his face, it was just because of the bony structure. They were trying to, okay, illusion it, they were trying to just imagine it out, ki he must be very much charming, very much attractive, which his frame of face still it is, okay. So in that case, these two things were mentioned over there, okay. So let's move on to the next one. Now next is what, one of the coffin put Carter into the trouble. When they took out that coffin is what, part in which the bodies are kept, and similarly the all those ornaments and gold and jewelries were kept over there, the clothes were kept over there in one of the coffins. And when that coffin was taken out, okay, the Carter went a bit into trouble. They found what, it is bit sticky, okay, it is bit gluey, okay. Means it is sticked, the coffin of that tooth was sticked with some kind of glue, and that's why they find it hard to remove it out, okay. To misplace it, to remove it out, it was impossible for them. And then they thought of what, to bring a hammer and a chisel to remove that thing, and in that way only they damaged few bones of the, okay, mummy of that tooth, that is what Tutankhamun, like limb to limb they wanted to remove it out, and they separated all those body parts, okay. And when these things were happening over there, while they were removing these, okay, mummy, or this mummy of that tooth, the environment, means the nature was showing its, okay, very arrogant face. Arrogant face means what, all those clouds, all those winds were blowing very rapidly, very heavily, the environment was not so much friendly, and there was a mixed opinions of the people over there, that they were thinking that this should not be done. Means this mummy should not be taken out of the ground, okay, this should not be taken out from that tomb, okay. And that's why the nature is showing its anger, because it is being done without, okay, without the opinion, or without any good opinion of the peoples, or the nature do not demands it to happen, and that's why the nature is showing so, okay, harsh kind of behavior, okay. So people had kind of these kind of feelings, and people were also worried about themselves also, that if they are watching over there this mummy being taken out, so they might be cursed, or the people or the god, okay, will curse them out, okay, and they will face some problem in the future. Now when this mummy was taken out, okay, they placed it on that one of on the sand one only. So many sands, okay, lots of sands was sticked into his body. And when finally this mummy was put into a CT scan machine, okay, that CT scan machine stopped working, okay, stopped functioning. And the people started over there, the officials started thinking of what in that CT scan and X-ray machine, when it stopped working, they started thinking what maybe it might be the curse, okay, or because of this, okay, mummy only it has got damaged. But it was nothing like that, because lots of sand was stuck in his body, and that sand must have choked up, that sand must have blocked the machine over there, that's why it must have stopped working. So when the fan was brought over there, the exhaust and all were brought over there, it cleaned up the way of that, or the part of that CT scan. And then again the CT scan process started happening, and nothing was found over there, that nothing is, okay, misplaced, all the body parts are available over here in that, okay, Tutankhamun's, okay. And once they recognize that everything is, okay, still over there, they again placed that Tutankhamun body nearby the graveyard only. They took it and they placed it over there. And once they placed it over there, they find it what the nature over there had stopped suddenly. Means the environment was so good, the sky was very much clear, as if the god is still standing over there, the god is still waiting over there to see what is happening. And one more important thing is given over there, okay, the constellation and all, the group of stars over there which was formed over there, that is the Orion one, okay, it was formed like that only. And then one more important point is given over there, this is Oris god, as if this Oris god is waiting over there to examine or to see what is happening, okay. And this Oris god is considered as the god, okay, of, okay, life, means after life it is considered as the god one, okay, god of afterlife, we can say like that. So few points which we have to remember is what, okay, who was Tutankhamun. So Tutankhamun was the last, okay, hired or the last king of Pharaoh dynasty. This story is written by A.R. Williams, these 2 points, okay. And then it is what, he died in a teenage after ruling for 9 years. So teenage mein he just died, just he ruled for 9 years. Who ruled for 9 years? Tutankhamun, that is what Tut rule, okay. And then he was placed in a tomb, okay, where his body was discovered, okay, in 1992, but his body was kept like that. And then after 80 years his body was, okay, taken for a CT scan and all. All those things are very much important. Then comes, okay, Amenhotep III, who is considered, whose role is not so clear, who is his, whose relationship is not clear with Tutankhamun, whether he is the father or whether he was a grandfather of, okay, Tutankhamun, but he was considered like father or grandfather only, okay. And he was also the king of, okay, Pharaoh dynasty. And then comes, and he ruled for over 40 years. And then his son, okay, Amenhotep IV, whose role is very much important in this one, and the question can be asked from his part, that who was Amenhotep IV. So Amenhotep IV, okay, was one of the throne, was one of the king of Pharaoh dynasty, okay. And he was a great worshipper of sun god. Don't get confused with Amenhotep III or Amenhotep IV. Who was the worshipper of sun god? So it was Amenhotep IV who was the worshipper of sun god, considered as or named as Athens in Egypt. What is sun god is categorized, or it is called as what, Athens in Egypt. Now he changed the capital also of the Egypt from Thebes to Akhenaten, okay, Akhenaten. He just changed, who, Amenhotep IV, he changed it. And later on he changed his name also to Akhenaten, okay. And then later on he imposed his rules and regulation over there in Egypt, and he told that nobody will worship any other god other than the sun god, okay. And that is what, Amenhotep, okay, like that. And so that the people will remember him for a more period of time. And Amen god temples were destroyed, and the people over there were not allowed to worship Amen god, okay. And then Orion constellation, these part are very important. Who is the Oris god? Okay, Oris god was it, okay, who it was a god of after life. The hope show, okay, it will be a bit clear, not perfectly, not 100% it will be clear, but mostly it will be clear. Like 26 feet below, okay, his mummy was kept, okay, his mummy was found in a tomb, okay, and all that. And where his tomb was prepared, his tomb was rock cut and then it was prepared, means it was cut by the rock and then his tomb was prepared. All those things, hopefully I have covered all the points. Okay, make sure you got it out. Okay, in January 2009 his body went for that CT scan and all. Okay, thank you, signing it out.